Well, here we are. Post November update. It's landed and it's fixed it. I'm having some extremely consistent gameplay. Um, no issues anywhere near the extent they were. So, with it came the Reaper. What I've done is I've put a few clips together, all that can be found on the channel, twitch.tv/alias DJA. But of course, like all things before you do them, preparation is key. So for those of you that have kind of gone and come back to this game, or even consistently on it and may not have come back to it for a while, do go through your schematics via the crafting station. I actually had to come back to this because I realised that I'd picked up a 4-star fireproof shoe schematic, but unfortunately I haven't still yet to take on all of the rivals. So this was basically just an overhaul of what I've got in terms of getting just a little edge. Just a little side note here, make sure to select the schematic you want while hovering over the item you want to upgrade it to. So for this time I held it over the resistant shoes and applied it to that one. So that was pretty much it. 2% on the shoes. Apart from that, that was pretty much the setup. In terms of equipment, distraction is going to be quite a key part to this. You're going to want to distract more than attack, especially for the first half. You're going to need medkits, you're going to need adrenaline, and as much ammo as you can physically carry. Obviously 2-tier backpack will get you 96 keys, so make sure you pad it out accordingly. I'm always left with shells, so I think 50 will cover you. But you're going to want things like your fireworks, your firework boxes, your flares, your sticky flares. You're going to want something that can keep the enemy busy without too much interference with yourself, so you can get the shots out when you can. So my setup personally was in the farmlands region. The best setup I found to spawn the Reaper was to get yourself to level 25 with a score of 21,981 with 7 rivals, allowing that slot to be free for the Reaper to spawn. Locations were pretty much the obvious ones within the farmlands if you've put the hours in, the hotspots, but northwest predominantly, and then straight down south towards F23. Stick towards the west kind of border between there and kind of into the mountains, because they can come into it. Tunnels is also a good spot. But yeah, this was just purely my setup. The areas surrounding kind of southwest also can bring in kind of more machines, as is the northwest into kind of FOA2 area. They can come, trust me. So yeah, just to stay within the region and it will count. So naturally through progression you'll build up, killing all your machines apart from rivals, and eventually, after the one combat pops, you'll get the famous notification that it has emerged. Another one here, just for clarity. So on and so forth. So that's what happens. So there was obviously quite a lot of early gameplay footage, 20-minute, 30-minute battles of people taking Reapers on. They're out there, but the reality was these guys were never going to make this easy. So fair to say the EMPs were written off straight away. Batteries, large EMPs, don't really touch this thing. So I took the main out for a change. Vanguard in retirement, but here we've got the experimental 12 gauge with bird shot, 5-star choke, red dot, 5-star. I wanted to see if it could stagger it to the same extent of a regular tank. I mean, you'll find that the method I use here is quite common, is distraction, and distraction with timing. Here trying to kind of work the shields and sweet spots, but it never really did enough comparatively against time spent in KVM. 59 experimental, it's no comparison to KVM every time. Gun turret wise, obviously this was early days in testing. You can't outrun it. If you're at range, you'll get it, but you can straight up sidestep it with a close enough range, you'll see later on in the video. But yeah, wasn't that impressed with the experimental 12 gauge, sadly, with the stagger. I thought it would do more, but as the saying goes, it is what it is. Maybe as a multiple, maybe as a team attack, maybe with two doing it, it may work, but you know, maybe down the line I'll look at that further. Right, rule 1: don't try and be a hero. You're going to need to stay in cover. It's unforgiving. There's no point. You're going to need some form of cover for, if not the majority, at least half of the kind of battle itself. You have to understand that this is a marathon and not a sprint. You're going to want to use as much kind of help as you can kind of within the environment. Machine. So this is actually my first ever Reaper that I kind of took on as a proper one. Sadly the previous one crashed. Check out the channel to see that one. So this is, should we say, my first complete Reaper battle, where what I'm trying to do here is encourage the military tank here, and the military harvester that's kind of east at the moment, to kind of come up and to use their own attack to the flares and kind of where I'm aiming at. And obviously in the meantime, keep him pissed, and you know he's getting there, as they say. This kind of clip speaks for itself. You know, stay in cover. Don't be a hero. Like I said, patience. But you know, we've got two machines here that will also do damage while the Reaper is kind of in his shield mode. Exploding machines, rounds, ricochets, runner dog, kind of rockets. They all do damage. So the longer you can keep them alive, kind of attacking the machine with like fireworks and sticky flares and regular flares and firework boxes underneath them, it's going to work out better in the long run, a lot quicker, trust me. Yeah, of course, a bit of chaos here. I'm not going to fight it. As you can hear, it's Harvest is having a whale of a time. But I let him get on with it. You know, I'm almost there, so I'll chop another one just to kind of trim it up a little bit. He's on that attack side for now. He's taken out the tank instead. So there is only one thing left to try. For those of you that haven't seen this trick with me, and a firework popped up the arse of the harvester, you're about to see what happens. Power down. It's showering rockets. That kinetic slam as well does damage to the Reaper. So look, this is just chaos. This is just pure devastation on the Reaper, and it's just what you want. So yeah, using to your advantage. Yeah, if he gets close, he'll come through. Yeah, it is what it is. It's Gen Z. It's still yet to work that bug out, but you can hide behind dead machines. I wouldn't recommend a runner or a hunter, but a harvester will certainly protect you, as seen here. Good if you need to get out in the open, you know, if you've got some canisters and stuff, yeah, it can help, but you know, personally, the rocket launcher with HEDP rounds are the way forward. Just time it. I wanted to put this one in purely because it's, you know, it's a 1 in a million shot, but I thought I could attempt getting this tank to send one of his rockets and hit it clean on, and you know, again, you know, I was trying new things. I knew he could, you know, send them this far. So, also, it was good to see the gameplay out in the open, the Reaper in terms of his ground attacks and what he can and can't do. But this point here is the strafe that you'll see. So providing you sidestep, you can dodge them if you time it right. But here we go. Bang. I mean, it did damage. I don't know how much damage, but it definitely did damage. And then rinse and repeat, really. You know, you've got enemies, try not to waste them. They can do damage to the Reaper. You know, distract, attract, whatever you can to try and get the machines to do it damage. Same here. Again, trying to distract. There's a couple of dodge down there, but you know, the idea is to keep its attention away from you during its power down phase when you can kind of attack it. And just for clarity, the power down phase is when the red orby things are not flashing. So yeah, trying to keep it distracted while I take this out. And this point I particularly like because it's what I like to call a vantage point. It's when, you know, you can get to the enemy, but the enemy can't get to you. And at the moment, it's kind of unshielded, and I'm, you know, try and aim for those little orange orbs. It will take it down significantly quicker, but sometimes you will have a bit of a hard time, you know, specifically aiming for that kind of those 4 spots. Save it for kind of the latter part of the battles in these times. Because once you've gone through the main kind of start of it, Reaper will start bringing in phase 2, which is, as you can hear, it's the propane attack. And for that, you're going to need cover. You're going to need something that, you know, use your brain. Don't hide behind a tree. You're going to need something solid. Containers work, rocks work, machines work, houses work. Just kind of use your brain, and before you attack, just kind of think about where you're going to hide. You know, you get to this stage, you're going to need somewhere to bail out, otherwise it's going to get shredded. So yeah, basic premise again: distract, attack. But obviously there's a lot of runner dogs here. I can see the EMP spot, so I'm not going too heavily on them. I'm taking the hits because I want to try and utilise as much of their damage as possible without kind of wasting my own bullets. Use what you got here, people. That could be the key to success here. Out and down. Get the machines on him. Send it. So, this is an interesting one. Die from the gas blast, but somehow being losing health from my own gun, so I don't quite know what that's about. Vantage point again. Pick your moment. Send it. You know, like I said, don't think this is a quick battle. It's not. You just got to be patient. Gear up. Gear up. That's the secret. Gear up and prepare for a haul, because you can't rush this. Sometimes though, one does give it to the cause, so I didn't get to take this one down. Here's some tips and tricks from me, and a little outro just to say thanks to the team at 6 Endless Reactions and Avalanche.
Flesh and blood, though it seems to heal itself quickly. The brain, too, but with a chip interface. The heart is human, very powerful. A hybrid nervous system.
creatures of this world like any other creature. And so I need resources. And this garden is plentiful.
It's all about humanity.